And we got Alice in here. Hey, Alice, good to see you. I know it's been a minute since I've streamed something, so I've bought quite a few games since the last time I've streamed. They had a sale on Steam. One was called, what was it? It's called Choices Matter sale, and then the other one was called like Wholesome Game Sale or something like that. I didn't know they had sales like that with different genres. Like I was always familiar with like the spring sale and then the summer sale, and I imagine they have one in the winter, you know, around the holidays. I didn't know they had sales all throughout the year, so it's pretty cool. And we got Fox. What's up, Fox? I know I'm starting a bit late, you know, but yeah, one of these days I'll get a consistent stream time. But anyways, all right, so since I got y'all in here, I decided to oops, forgot to capture the game. Professional streamer. There we go. Now it's on there. Decided to play some the Stanley Parable. I've been wanting to play this game for years. I've seen playthroughs of it. I've gameplay, but it's been years ago. Wow, look at that feedback. It's been years ago, so I can't remember like the choices like several people have made. But I remember seeing this game when it first came out, and I was like, this looks really fun. This looks cool. So I decided, hey, why not? Let's do something different. Let's see. I don't want to send this out to... Alright, got that person. Okay. Yeah, I've always wanted to play this game. Heard a lot of good things about it. It was on sale, so I figured, why not snag it? All right. It doesn't seem to register my PlayStation controller, which kind of sucks, but you know what? Hey, that's why I'm glad I kept the Xbox controller, because I bought this before I found out that the PS5 controller works with PC. And so I was contemplating sending back the Xbox controller once I found that out. I'm like, oh, PS5 works with it. But something told me, Peaches, just hang on to that Xbox controller, because there might be some games that you buy on Steam that may not be configured to work with the PS5 controller. And so this is one of those games that for some reason doesn't register my PS5 controller, but it does work with Xbox. So all right, since I got both of y'all in here, and we got EB. What's up, EB? Hi, stop by to drop a like. Can't stay though, have fun. Okay, well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the like and for stopping by. I guess you can always check out the VOD, if you feel like it. So, but yeah, thank you so much for stepping by. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Y'all let me know, as always, how the audio is. If I need to adjust something.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Huh. Quit the game and get your first achievement? What? Is that what that said? I did quit the game because I forgot there was a hotkey button I had to program. Did it say that I got my first achievement? I'm trying to figure out. Huh. You know what? I should check out the trophy achievement for this game. I bet it's hilarious. I love the narrator voice. And what's up, Solosi? Glad you can make it, man. I was just thinking about you. I was like, oh, I got Alice and I got Fox in here, but where's Solosi? Yeah, I've never played this game. This is called the Stanley Parable. It's one of those choices matter, multi-choice, multiple ending type games. I heard about this years ago, and I've seen several people play through it, but I can't remember any of their choices. So, yeah, it's pretty much new to me. I've never played it, but I am familiar with it. It was on sale on Steam because they had a special like Choices Matter game sale. I didn't know they had sales like that. The only sales I knew about was their spring sale and summer sale, and then I think they have one in the winter too. Pretty much every season, but I didn't know they had sales all throughout the year for specific games. So yeah, and we got T-Jap. Oh snap, it's a full house, y'all. We got T-Jap. Tells the little ones to behave. Oh, they're behaving. They're just watching me as always. Yeah, they're staring at me. I told little Hypnotic and baby Hypnotic I'm gonna make some more clothes for them pretty soon, so they don't have to wear the same boring shirt. Anyways, thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. I know you gotta get back to modding. What was I supposed to do? 427. Am I supposed to type something on here? Can I type something on here? I love the narrator though. The narrator is hilarious. Okay, so I'm just gonna... Can I actually type something? Nope. Okay, alright. Well, let me go and get out of here. Alright. 428. I'm at 427.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Where you at? Where you at? Okay. Number one, Dad. Alright. What happens if I don't want to go to the... Can I jump out? How do I jump? How do I jump? I can't jump. You can't jump? No, seriously, we disabled it? I could have sworn there was a jump button. Okay. I could have sworn there was a jump button. My bad. The game's like, don't even try. Wait. Okay, that's a different room. This is funny. I mean, why would y'all not give me a jump button? That's crazy. Where's the meeting? Where's the meeting room? Can I go in there? Can I go in here? No? 420. Can I go in 420? Alright. What if I want to go to the meeting? What if I want to snoop around? What? What does that say? How do I get in these doors? I could have sworn I saw somebody get in some of these rooms.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna go to the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Where is the employee lounge? Is this it? Oh.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It's nothing special. You I seriously can't do anything but just look.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I love his humor.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
What?
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Oh, bro, come on. This is funny. Wow.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
This is funny. I love it. I'm curious to see the trophy achievements for this game. I bet they're hilarious. I think I've already gotten like a couple of them. You got some generic coffee mugs here. Be my Valentine? All right. What does this say? Coffee nut? All right, buddy, I'll go out the room.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, I remember this room. Somebody playing and going into this room. Do not jump from the cargo while it's in motion. It will cause death.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who are you talking about, bro? What she are you talking about? What happens if I jump off this? Well, I can't jump. You guys didn't give me an option to jump. Should I do it? Is there a trophy tied to it? Maybe on another playthrough I'll do it. It's just... okay, whatever. Yeah, forklift. What is this?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What if I don't want to? What if I won? You're not giving me an option to pick up the phone. What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What?
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Wow. Okay. False imprisonment. All right.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? Employee 420. Push any button on your controller.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
What kind of room setup is this, man? What is this? This is like a college dorm. What is this?
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Now I'm curious to see the trophies in this game.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried...
What? What just happened? That was weird. What? Was that part of the game? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? That was weird. I couldn't tell if my game died on me for a second or if it... it has a lot of traps that can get you. Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, that kind of freaked me out for a second, because at first I thought the game had bugged out on me. I'm like, what? I had a game that crashed on me the other day. I wasn't streaming, thank the Lord, but it was, thankfully it saved, and so I still don't know where the meeting room is at that he's talking about. 420. I want to hang out in this one. Gets pretty crazy. Has a lot of traps. Huh. I'm not gonna go. Well.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, whatever.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
What in the world? Oh, I remember this room.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bro, where's the meeting room? You never did point it out to me. Where's the meeting room? What is this? Oh, that's just a window. It seems like I remember somebody being able to go outside this window. But this is the deluxe edition, so maybe they've changed some things. How do I get there?
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No.
Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
And we got Benjamin in here.
Somewhere. Okay, then. It's an
What's up,
adventure.
bro?
Come, Stanley. Let's find.
Or should I say Roomba? Roomba, this is you, right? If not, I apologize, but I think your name is different here. So I'm not playing the G. Yep, that is Roomba. What's going on, bro? It's good to see you. We gotta catch up sometime. Where did he tell me to go? Let's go to this door. I'm glad you can make it.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No. I was having fun exploring.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You won't tell me where the meeting room is at, bro. What? You messed it up, man.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
Yep.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Oh my gosh. You screwed it up, man, not me. It's your story.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
I wonder if has this developer made what? Any other games? What in the world?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work.
Oh my gosh.
It really paid off. So, good job. Oh no.
I can't jump. I tried to jump and the game told me we took away your jump buttons.
Work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Really, dude? Yeah, I tried to jump, Roomba, and the game said that we took away your jump button. You don't have a jump button,
I've
sorry.
got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Yeah, it said it won't let me jump through the window. All I can do, look, now I will, okay, so I am playing this on controller. I'm controlling it through mouse and keyboard now. Yeah, so it's, yeah, when I tried to jump, the game's like, yeah, you don't have a jump button, sorry. But I have seen people go through one of these windows. Yeah, I don't have a jump button. Yep, no jump button. I can jump. You can walk up the desk on side stuff. Hang on. I can walk up to the desk. Huh. What does that say? I remember seeing a zoom in op. Oh. Why is that computer different from this one? Weird. Is it? Yeah. It's different from that one. Huh. This one doesn't have a computer at all. It's just got a pencil sharpener now. Yeah, I'm playing the Deluxe edition, so I think this one's different than the one that I remember seeing years ago. Yeah, I was able to turn this computer off. Well, this one right here. Yeah, I do distinctly remember somebody like jumping out one of these windows, but yeah, they took away that option. It's another thing. Now the game's like, okay, we're fed up with you disobeying us.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh, wrong music, bro. What is this? Oh my gosh, man. Make the music stop. in the world? What? Why does it sound like the narrator singing? This sounds like the narrator's voice singing it. Okay, now it's getting crazy. Making fun of the yellow paint. Oh, is that what it is? What in the world? What is this, man?
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
What?
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
All right. Thank you for cutting the music. That was... Oof. What?
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Does that? Oh, it says I hate Mondays. I was like, why does that say I love Mondays? Okay. Can't open that door. Was I able to go in here before? No, this is new. Whoa. Okay.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
It's the only computer I can interact with over here.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Yeah, try to check the doors and see if there's anything I can interact with. Huh.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I'm going in a circle, dude.
Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Dude, I'm going in a circle. What is this? I am going in a circle. What did you do? What is this? Hey, narrator, you, wait, hold on. Wait, what? Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Am I tripping or was there? Wait, hold on. What? Hang on. Am I losing my sanity? Wait. What? I am going in. Oh my god. What is this? What is this? This is crazy. This thing is messing with me. I'm going back out. Forget this. Yeah. The narrator's messing with me. Y'all saw that, right? I was like, wait a minute. This is not taking me anywhere. I'm going in a circle. I thought there was a zoom option. I could have sworn I was able to zoom in on something. Y'all gave me a crouch option. Oh, excuse me. But not the option to jump or to zoom. I could have sworn I was able to zoom in on something before. That's crazy. Now you shut this door. Oh, that door was always shut. But this has me going in a circle. Okay, I'll go over here. Wait. Yeah. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm losing my sanity. What is... Oh!
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I just hate I can't go out the window. I remember people being able to go out the window when I first saw this. They were able to jump. And yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Okay. What is this?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door.
I was literally walking
here.
in circles a few minutes ago.
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
That's crazy.
Okay.
Find a
I guess
bookstore.
now just
What?
wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Wow. This is crazy. I wonder how many endings are in this game.
All of
I
his
bet it's
co-workers
insane.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, this one has
No
this one
matter
always
how
had
hard
a
Stanley
always had a
looked,
phone?
He couldn't find a trace of
Who
his
farted?
co-workers.
What? I don't remember seeing this on this particular desk.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh. Hold on. There we go.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Would it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
It's crazy. Now I'm kind of tempted to pull up the trophy list to see. Wow, you can do it again. Ooh, excuse me. So all I had to do, I could have done that in the first run through. I could have crawled, just got on top of that desk and gone out the window. Okay, whatever. Wait. Am I stuck? Uh-oh. Am I stuck? Wait. I thought homeboy was gonna do something. Oh Lord. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this. No narration.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Will not let me do it again? There we go. What'd you go say now?
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered
Oh my gosh.
manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Nice guitar playing. You're not gonna sing anymore? Alright, buddy. I'll restart like you told me to. He seems like you're not gonna do anything. Uh-oh. Oh, the thing is different. What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What?
When
Oh,
Stanley
this
came
room.
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Interesting. Huh.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've got... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
What? Awaiting input. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Input received. What is that? Received by who? A clue? Huh. Oh. Oh. No, I wasn't trying to turn that off. Oh well. Huh. Interesting. I don't even think I remember seeing that. Wait, I just came from here.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, whatever. I'll do it. I'll listen to you. Huh. Interesting. Oh, is this the board?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What? Oh my gosh. Everyone's unique. You most of all. To do synergize core value expenditures. Wow. Rate of increased grabs per slide. Please stop. What? Hmm. Hmm. Less air. What? Comatose? What? A lot of. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenager demographic. Size of demographic, teenagers. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. This game is trippy. Who moved my desk? Please keep targets on the topic. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Is that like a message they're trying to send? Get Chris out of the broom closet. All right, enough in the meeting room. Broom closet. Oh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with,
Okay.
he'd be justified.
Well, I
in some
appreciate you for
way.
stopping by,
As it is,
Roomba.
he's
I'll
literally
holler at
just
you later.
standing there
Thank you so
doing
much for
sweet FA.
stopping by and chatting with us. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And I miss with the air.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Yes.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny. I love this narrator. I wonder if he worked on the dev team.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Oh, so now you're insulting me.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
Oh my gosh.
They've fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, pretty red light. What is this? A leather. I could have sworn there. Maybe that is the zoom in option right there. What does it say? I can't read it. It's too tiny. Looks like a cat on a motorcycle with cactus in the sun. And is that a UFO? Oh, it's a car.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield. And
What?
it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, It's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job.
I thought you said I didn't have a
All
wife.
I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh, still here. Still here, bro.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss.
my
I have an
gosh.
office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She
What
arose, got
is
dressed,
this game?
gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
What?
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then
What?
collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
What is
Everyone
this?
knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
That's crazy. I was not expecting that. At all. That was trippy. I guess that's an ending you can get. Checking all the doors, checking all the doors.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Just wish I can go out these windows. Oh, awaiting input. So this one has awaiting input on it. All right, input receipt. Oh, so it just had one pink bar before, and now it has two. This is interesting. See, before it was over here and it only had one pink bar. And now it has two of them, and it's on the, yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, I'll do that whenever the game restarts. Huh.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Can I jump on this? Oh, wait. I feel like I thought I was on top of this. What happens if I just stand here? Are you going to say anything? Alright, I'll go to the left door. Here's the meeting. Wait a minute, was the meeting always in this room?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh. What in the world? Interesting. Nice bathroom. I like the dark wooden floor. Really big. What in the... What is this? Why the... I'm just speechless. I have no... I don't... What do you even say to this? What do you even say to this? What do you even say to this? You gotta... This is crazy. I took a snapshot of that. I couldn't resist. Nice wallpaper, very pretty. But this, you got a guy holding a gun to a panda's head. Poor panda. That is insane. And you got an elevator. This picture is nice. That's a nice picture. What does it say? I am the most expensive boss. Okay. Wow. Interesting art choice you got there. I'm trying to think. Do I want to go in the elevator? Oh, I actually got a cursor where I can... Okay. Well, we will go in the elevator. Let's see. Up or down? Up or down? Up or down? I will go up. I gotta love that classic elevator music. Do they have elevators that still play elevator music? Was that ever really a thing? Or is it just like a meme? Maybe back in the old days they had that. You know what? I bet it's something that they have in high rises because they have so many floors. It's like they'll play little music. Recommendation from the Oversight Committee. A short history of the... I can't read that. Between... Is it relations? Between Poland and... What does that say? Austria-Hungary? Hungary? Yeah. Oh, it was a real thing? Okay, I've been in many elevators. I can't ever recall a time where I've ever heard elevator music. Why am I not stopped on the floor? What? Really, game? Okay, let's go down then. All right, let's see if that takes us anywhere. Huh. Maybe it must have been during a time period. I bet like in the 50s or something. They probably still don't do that. I don't know. Maybe they do. You know what? I bet I'm not going anywhere. The narrator's humming. There's no stop button. It just says. Okay, that's crazy. This is kind of this is kind of messed up, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. All right, let's go in this office. Let's go on this computer right here. Can we? What is that? The phone book? What is this? The beige pages. I love it. The beige pages. Oh man, that's funny.
Staring into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
I hadn't had this one in a minute.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I have not had this wine in a good minute. I have not had that in a
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
hot minute.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I'm just looking at all the stuff in his office, bro. Hang on.
2845.
Hang on. What'd you say it was again? I'm sorry, what'd you say it was again?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
What opened up? Oh, this. What? Oh, another elevator. What? Oh, wait, we just came from there. I was like, okay, elevator it is. Let's go down. Will I actually go somewhere in this elevator? Ah.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized
Oh, I
he
thought
felt
the
a
game
bit
was going to
peculiar.
restart.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Was that?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
There's a makeshift sign that says escape. I like it. Let's go this way.
This passageway had the word escape written on it. The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Really? I doubt that.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Oh, snap.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
What?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? When did you go all transgender on me all of a sudden, bro? What? What is this?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
This is trippy. I was not expecting that. Okay. Oh.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Same picture there in the office. Huh. What in the world? Oh my goodness, it's like a little miniature version of the office. The two doors. What? That is crazy, man. Credits? Huh. Kevin Brighting as the narrator. The Stanley Parable 2013 team. Oh, there's Solitaire. Employee database. Huh. Interesting. The Office. I've never seen that show. Button sounds. And synthesized tone. Huh. Maintenance room. Early version of the maintenance room. This is very intriguing. I'm guessing this is one of the multiple endings you can get. What's in this room? Did I come in here? Did I go in here? Oh, boss's office. Wait. So the version I saw was this one, the red one. Unless this is, hang on, it says screens from the development of the boss's office. Oh, okay, I got you. This one actually, well, that one looks like a prison cell. Okay. Wow. Freedom ending. In the game's alpha. Huh. Okay, so I do remember this game coming out. I guess it came out in 2013. Mind control facility. How do I go over there? This is pretty cool. Countdown desk. Huh. Monitor room, elevator. Countdown room. So I guess that's an ending you can get. I remember the freedom ending. I remember somebody getting that one. Here's my office. I can't go in there. I guess it's behind a window or something. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second in March 2012, and the third in February 2013. I don't really see any different. Well, hold on. Okay, this one, there's two computers. Only one computer and... Huh. Interesting. This is pretty cool. It's like showing you the history. It's showing you the history of the game, like the different versions. The lounge. Narrator emails. Says after the second trailer, we sent out. We asked people to email narrative questions. Wow. We had initially planned to use these further promotional materials. We never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Are you a rock? Oh my gosh. One 2800 is. Or the Stanley's last name. Interesting. Oh, dang, look at this. What? I guess this is some of the... Yeah, that's the lounge right there. Okay, maintenance. Okay, so I'm coming back to... There was one side I hadn't gone to yet. I think it... Was it this one? I don't think I've gone up there yet. Or have I gone this way? Okay, I hadn't gone this way. Wow, look at this. Narration outtakes. The voice in there recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3-7 times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. How do I hear them?
Stanley stood on the roof. Stanley pushed the orange lever. And finally, he pushed the number 6. Stanley jumped in the river. Let's see. Stanley walked through the green door. Then he pushed the number 8 button. Then he pushed the number 8. Still nothing? I don't know. Well, in that case, I'll tell you what. You win. Congratulations. You did it. I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Interesting.
What do we do now? I don't... Stanley, where are you right now? Where am I?
Over the bridge.
I'm trying to figure out, but I can't... Stanley, who am I? Can you speak to me? Please talk. Have we done this before? Have we been in this room before? How many times have we done this? How many times have I said these exact words? Say something. Anything. Help me, Stanley. I don't know who what I... Stan, help. Don't...
Fine game. That was released when I retired from the United States
stood
Air
on the
Force.
snow.
What's up, Cat? Yeah, this is my first time playing the Stanley Parable. I remember when this game came out, I've watched a few people play it. I don't know what ending this is, but they have the... I guess this is like a behind-the-scenes ending because they're showing like the different rooms.
Stanley came to the lift. He traveled
It's pretty cool,
upward to
though.
the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice.
But yeah,
Then
man,
he
it's good to
pushed the
see you. I
number
hope you've been
4.
recovering well and stuff. This is trippy, man.
Now
This
look
game's...
closely, Stanley.
This
See
game's...
how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. Stanley pushed the big red button. Stanley stood on the roof.
Okay. The lounge. Underground. I don't... Oh, okay. I did remember seeing that, but I went to the thing that said escape. With the homemade escape button. I mean, escape sign. I was like, let me go this way. This is pretty cool. The boss's office. I think I pretty much explored every area of this. But yeah, this is neat. I think this is one of the multiple endings you can get. Let's see. Oh, what? Warzone. What? This is one of the areas you can go to? Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up in the battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. I realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Interesting. That would have been cool. Ultra Deluxe announcement. In December of 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version of the Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. These are screenshots of the videos we made for the announcement and the game's delay. Huh. Have I gone in here? The cargo lift, yep. Oh, I haven't been in this room yet. I haven't been in here. It feels like a maze, man. Okay, I remember this. Okay, I've been in this room. I haven't been in this one. Zending depicts an early version ending known as Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Huh. Escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. What What's this? 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant the spirit of the game. Features a series of broken rooms and voice and narrator, informing viewers that he is preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. You know what? It seems like I do remember them. I remember seeing a trailer for like a newer version of this game, and I was like, oh, pretty cool. Have I been in here? Yeah, I've been over here. Yep. Meeting room. Oh, yeah. That was funny. Maintenance layout. Doorways to maintenance. Interesting. A previous version of the choice leading you to the apartment ending. A timer will give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Oh. Now I'm curious about the other versions of this game. Oh, okay. I was in. All right. So how do I exit? I guess I got to restart the game to exit. I think I've looked at everything. This is cool. Seeing the different versions of his office. Yeah, that's really neat. I guess I just restart. I think I've seen all the rooms. It's weird how the narrator changed from a male to a female. All right. I think I just want to double check. I always get paranoid that I'm going to miss something.
Just gonna make this easy on you.
I think I've seen everything. All right. Okay. Well, I guess I can go ahead and restart the game. That was interesting. That was cool. I'm trying to remember, how did I get to that?
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it.
Uh-oh.
If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Different dialogue. Okay. Okay. Huh. But you know what? I'm gonna go back to this computer. Is there another... Wait. Maybe not. Who farted? Okay, maybe there's not another computer that has that input on there. Oh, that was... Okay, maybe, unless I'll find another one in a different room. I've never noticed this before. His coffee spilled. I was told to check all the doors and to press everything.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, whatever. I'll go over here.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I had entered this room earlier, Cad, and yeah, stayed in it for a good minute.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to go down here because I went down here earlier. And this time...
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
I'm going to
He
go
considered
straight.
the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence
Exit
in a
here.
single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
What?
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
What?
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Okay.
And
Now
for
it's-
that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yes.
Were they simply repeating?
Yes.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue.
What?
He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself...
Okay, let's go back to... I don't know what it's gonna... Alright. I thought I was gonna do something different, man. This is crazy. Hey, Teresa. Yeah, how would y'all explain this game? It's a game that has multiple endings.
All
And
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This game has multiple endings. It's really more about the narration. It's like you can the little narrator tells you where to go, but you don't have to listen to him, and so that opens up a new path. It's kind of hard to explain. I don't know how it's one of those multiple choice games. Okay, all right. How do I get in here? I wish I can get in there. Okay, let me see if that computer... Nope, that computer is not on. Alright.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, I'll go to the door on the left. Let's go back to the boss's office. Okay. All right.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
he put boards on the broom closet. That's funny. I was not expecting that. Can you pick up stuff? No. Oh man, what's the best way to describe this? It's one of those kind of games that you doesn't really have an objective. It's just seeing how many different endings you could get. Like, okay, when I came to this room before, I could open up this door and I could go in here, and the narrator was like, no, this ain't where you're supposed to go. You know, he just rambled. The narration is what makes the game. It's just so funny. But oh hey Sonia. Maybe I have to just show love and support to my friends. Hey girl, it's so good to see you. I hope you're feeling better. Thank you for stopping by. I've been thinking about you and everything. But yeah, see, before when I came to this room, it didn't have these boards on it. So every time you play this game, something changes. That's the cool thing about it. Every time you play it, something changes. You'll open up new dialogue from the narrator. You'll probably get a different ending. But yeah, this door did not have these boards on it because the narrator got mad that I went in there for like 5 minutes. And so I came back out and went out here, and then I went in there again the second time I came through here. He's like, no, I don't want you going in here. And so I went out. And so the third time I came through here, the game decided to put boards on the door so that I wouldn't go back in the room. So every time you play the game, it changes. Something changes in it. That's part of the fun of it. Anyways, let me go to my boss's office.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
See, now I came to this room before, but this bathroom had something else written up here. I got a feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. That's a lovely purse. Yeah, so when the first time I came in this bathroom, there was something else written on this wall. So every time just like the game is a loop. So every time you play the game, something changes in it. And there's multiple wait a minute, is this my manager's office? Oh, no. That's the door I just came from. Okay, so I went in there. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go through here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. Nothing's changed here. Alright, let's go down in the elevator. This time I'm going to go to the control room. I'm not going to go to the sign that says escape.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Got cameras. Employee observation protocol.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many
Yeah, I'm
individuals
Stanley.
reduced to images on a screen.
Yeah, I'm Stanley. The
One
little.
of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, somebody got fired. That person got fired. Huh. Is that, can I do anything else in this room or no? Oh, is there another thing over here?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How do I dismantle? Okay, it's already been disabled. What's this? Some buttons, but I can't push them. Offline. Is there a button I can interact with? Offline. Here's a button right here. It says it's offline. Okay. What's this? That's interesting. Console disabled. Where am I supposed to go? Up this? Oh, let me go up these stairs. Can I go up the stairs? Hold on. No. There's something blocking me from getting up there. Okay, hold on.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh, dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge.
3 attempts remain.
It's a tragedy.
What?
You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
What?
Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade.
Man, this thing is
until the
shaking,
moment
bro.
I say, happily ever after.
Okay, so I guess that's one of the endings. See, this is how the game starts all the time. All right. I guess that's one ending you can get. Huh.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What in the
What
world?
could it mean?
Okay, so look at this
Stanley
computer.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hey, Kagwana, how you doing? Okay, so look at this computer, Teresa. This computer did not have this on the screen before. It didn't have that on the screen.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace
Oh,
of
they
his
all have this.
co-workers.
Who farted? Look at this. That's funny. Yeah, these computer screens didn't have anything on them, but well, some of them did, but they didn't have that on them before. So every time you play this game, they change something in it. That's the cool, fun part about it. I like work. I just hate my boss. What? Was that coffee mug always there? Huh. What is this? Oh, okay, I remember seeing that before. I wonder if any of these doors can open up.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Hey, Kakuana. It's
This
good to
was
see
not
you.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
See, that's new dialogue. I've been to this room a couple other times, but that dialogue...
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
He never said that
Room
before.
so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Oh, man.
It's possible that this is why everyone left. Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
That's like my favorite line.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
I forgot. What was this way again? Oh. Do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. Alright, I'll go in the left door. Have I been through this way?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I can't open this door? Okay. Alright. I will go through.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find
They
an
still got
answer
this
there.
door boarded up, man. Look at this. They still got that door boarded up.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Still got that weird picture in there. Let's see if it'll let me take the elevator. If I actually go somewhere, probably not. Yeah, this is... Yeah, I've seen this gameplay years ago, Kakuana, but I never played it myself. I can't remember all, like, the choices people have made and stuff. Some of the stuff I do remember. I remember, but they've changed quite a bit of it in this edition of the game. This is too funny. It's like I didn't even go anywhere.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistically, nearly impossible to guess blindly, ever. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Two, 845. Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Alright, nothing in here. Well, yeah, it's gonna take me.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, so this time I'll push off. I won't say on, I'll turn it off. Do something
The lights
different.
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
So I'm gonna make a different choice than what I did last time. I'm actually gonna turn
Now the
machine
monsters jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
How's that
His
say
own
pirate?
life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible...
All right, now what's going to happen next?
blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was...
Okay, so this game is kind of weird. It's one of those multiple choice games, and there's multiple. I don't know how many endings this game has, but I've already experienced like maybe I can't even count, like 5 or 6 of them, whatever. And every time you restart the game, something changes, whether it be the dialogue that the narrator says. He might say something new. For example, that door that you saw, the broom closet, that door was not boarded up the first time I went through there and went in there, because the narrator got annoyed. And so, and the second time I went in there, he got really annoyed. And so the third time I went through that area, the game decided to put boards on the door so I couldn't go in there. It's like it changes every time you play, and that's part of the appeal to it. There's no real, now there are achievements. There's like trophies you can get, but I don't know how to get them. I need to look at the trophy list. But every time you restart the game, it's like something changes. And it's different. That's part of the appeal of it. And then the narrator's real funny too. I love his humor. But yeah, so the last time I went through here, I pushed on in this room, and apparently the whole facility exploded. There was like a countdown. But I decided to make a different choice, so we'll see what this unlocks.
Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Oh, this looks pretty. Nice.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Complete the Stanley Parable. Oh, so I guess that's... I don't know if that's the true ending, but... Huh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh! Okay, this is different. Alright, so this door wasn't open before. It says new content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Huh. What? New content where?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Okay, so this game, the original game, did actually come out in 2013. And they've done different versions of the game since then. And so I guess this version, which is the newest one I'm playing, I think what came out in 2022 or whatever year this dude just said. But yeah, so I guess this is another ending, a different ending, because I had one that showed the credits and that showed the different versions of the game, like the changes that they made and everything. It's like a behind the scenes ending, and it was just really cool. Yeah. Okay. So this reminds me of a ride from in Disney World where they talk about technology,
features exciting new content,
telephones and stuff, communication.
The world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay. So I guess we go through here.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
What?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, I can jump now. Yay! Huh. So in the original version, I couldn't jump, but now I can. They added that feature. Oh, wait, I can't jump anymore? Oh, I thought that was a new control they were going to add. Okay, whatever.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
What?
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
What?
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh, what? Oh, okay, so this is different. What? Okay. Huh. Where's the narrator?
Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
Wait a minute, I want to see what's over here.
I want to show you something.
I want to see what's over here.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made?
Ah,
you?
whatever.
Fine.
Okay, fine. I'll go. I can't duck. Oh,
Never
okay.
mind. You're not a dog.
Okay. Whatever. I'll go over here. Coffee nut. Huh. What in the world?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh, nice. What's through the door? What? Aww.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Can I go anywhere else? Okay, no, I can't. I have to go in here.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Oh, cool. National Geographic. So I guess this is how the cover looked on the original version that came out in 2013. Audience Award. Oh, nice. Okay. So these are actual awards that the game won. The Last... Oh, wait. Hold on. Underneath it, it says The Last of Us. That's funny. Okay, so The Last of Us is another video game that I guess won that year or whatever in 2014. And so it's like the devs. I'm guess I don't know the history, but I'm guessing that this game was up for nomination, and The Last of Us won instead. And so I guess this is the devs' way of saying we should have won that award that year. That's funny. I'm guessing that's what happened. I don't know if that actually happened, but huh. Okay, so I guess this is another ending. I've had like two other endings where they talk about the history of the game. That's pretty cool. Let's begin again. The Stanley Parable. Smile because it happened. That's funny. Let's Stanley Parable. What? Okay, that's weird. Huh. The demonstration. I guess that's how it originally looked on the start screen. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. Huh. Nominee, British Academy Award, the Stanley Parable, Game Innovation. Oh, okay. Debut game. So these are actual awards that the game has won. The Stanley Parable, British Academy. A museum. And things were different. Had a meeting. Yep. Oh, okay. Now that was one ending I got earlier. Yeah. When somebody found me found my character dead on the sidewalk. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Huh. Okay. Is this another building? Oh, look at this.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that?
Okay,
Stanley?
2.5 hours. Thank you, Alice. I'll probably end it a little bit.
That's how grand and all-encompassing the original
I
Stanley
didn't know
Parable was.
I've been streaming for that long.
It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Can't really imagine. Huh. Oh, okay. I remember. I forgot what version it was, but I remember somebody getting making a choice where they ended up in Minecraft. They ended up in Minecraft and in Portal. Those are two other video games, Teresa, in case you didn't know. So, memory zone maintenance. Wait, can I go down here? Nope. Okay. All right. Person of the year. The Stanley Parable. Huh. What is this? I guess that's all. I have no idea what that is.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Your number is 29. Can I go out here? Nope. Okay. Huh. Oh, wait a minute. Were these boxes? Did those boxes just appear out of nowhere? The serious room. I don't remember those boxes being there. Unless I'm... Okay, whatever.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Oh. I guess that's my little character right there. I've never seen this face. Yeah, I'm the little guy that's on the left. I hate Mondays. The original remake. Okay. Huh. And I'm sure once I restart the game, something will change and I'll probably end up getting a different ending. All right. Well, since I've been streaming for 2.5 hours, jump the boxes. I don't know if I can jump the boxes. Hang on. Yeah, I can't jump in this game. I thought they were going to give me a jump function. I thought they were going to give me a jump function when I was doing that little jumping in the circle. But yeah, I guess that was just a little joke. Like, I was like, really? All right. Anyways, yeah, I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. So, all right, y'all. I didn't realize how late it was. My goodness. As always, I appreciate everyone for stopping in. I got 14 people in here. Wow. That's probably the most I've ever had in here. And I appreciate everyone for stopping in. I can't even name everyone that's been in here. Normally it's only about 5 people. But yeah, it's been fun as always. Fox and Alice, I appreciate you guys as always as my moderators. Zelosi, my 3 regulars, man. They're always there, bro. I appreciate you guys. And everyone else that stopped in and chatted and said hello. Even those of you who couldn't stay, just, decide to drop in and say hey and like the stream. I appreciate you guys as always. So I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm not sure if I'll stream tomorrow. I'll probably get one in. I'll try to start a little bit earlier so that way I won't go so late. But as always, y'all, enjoy the rest of the evening and bye, y'all.